first time he calls me darling.
What are you gonna do?
The rules have changed. He can't just come in and throw his weight about.
I'm really sorry, sir. I can't serve you.
What?
We'll be docking soon. I have to close up. I don't want any trouble.
Neither do I, sweetheart. Here's the deal. I give you the money, you give me the drink. Double whiskey and a can of lager, your move.
If you don't leave the bar, I'm calling security.
I'm warning you.
Please, can someone get security?
I'm losing my temper here. Anybody moves and she's dead.
How about we take the open-minded approach? Wait until we meet him.
Look, what are you saying? Everything we've heard about him is fantasy? This guy hits first, asks questions later.
Sounds familiar.
Don't even think about it, mate. Whiskey, slowly. All you had to do was serve me. Why was that so hard? I mean it, love. Move and you're dead. £2.75 for that mouthful? That's robbery. Another. You can't go around treating people like this, you know that? Winding them up. One minute I'm minding my own business, next minute I got myself a situation here. You need teaching some manners, you know that, bitch?
I'm with you, pal.
Get back.
Do you know you can't get a bottle of cheap booze at Gatwick anymore without travelling outside Europe? I mean, what bastard thought that up? Some dodgy geezer in Brussels?
Are you a kamikaze pilot or what?
Don't waste a bullet on that silly tart. It's the arseholes in power you should be getting after. Name's Frank, by the way. Mind if I join ya?
Shit. Please tell me they're filming something.
Stop there, please.
Police.
2 more doubles, please.
You've got some bottle, haven't you?
Free booze? It's got to be worth the risk. Come on, hurry up. Cheers. You're nicked.
Three guesses.
Burnside.
This way, sir. Go, will do. Go.
It's a bit of a risky business. Taking out a shooter in a public eating area.
Yeah, well, I blame the caterers, sir.
Yes, well. Welcome to the NCS, Frank.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, it's a first. We've never had someone with so many years' experience join us. Of course, in the NCS, reputations don't count for much. It's teamwork that's important. That's why we're here. A new way of policing. Targeting criminals, not merely trying to solve their crimes. Still, you know all that.
Well, I'm sure it does no harm to be reminded, sir.
Well, time to meet the team, I think. You've already met DS Dave Summers and DC Sam Phillips, DC Chris Gibson, DC Peter Moss. I'm sure DCI Burnside's well-earned reputation has preceded him. Anyway, I'll leave you to get acquainted.
Yes, thanks for that, sir. He's probably right. I expect most of you have heard something about me. As far as I'm concerned, I'd like to get to know you through your work. Now, you're not a load of glove puppets with my hand up your backside. But any moves you do make, I want to know about them. The final decision rests with me. All right? Now, you all know what the underworld call the NCS.
Yeah, arseholes.
The British FBI. They shit themselves when they know you're on their case. That's why I'm very pleased to be working with you. Right, why don't we break for lunch?
Can I have a word, Gov?
Yeah, certainly.
You know my dad, Jim Summers?
I should have realised. He was the best DI I ever worked for.
I reckoned you'd work it out eventually. I was hoping it wouldn't affect things.
Well, if you're worried about anyone else knowing we've got history, I won't be opening my mouth. You get no favours from me.
Thanks.
Brown nosing the new boss already, eh?
Why would I need to do that?
All this team crap.
What exactly have you got against him?
Well, for a start, have you seen the colour of him? I mean, either the guy's a sunbed freak, or he's rusting. He's a dinosaur.
Has it crossed your mind he may have been brought in for a little balance?
Why? We're modern, streamlined, low profile. No place for him here. Yeah, and another thing, all this, oh, I'm honoured to be working with the British FBI shit. Just don't buy it.
All this elite crime squad bollocks. Anyone would think we never nicked major villains before they came along.
You never did get old, Ronnie.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I'm prepared to listen to that pompous wanker Lee. Now I've got the resources, I am going to nick him.
Yeah, but he's a celebrity now, Frank. I mean, he does movies, for God's sake. He's left that all behind him.
He murdered my pal, Tony. He ain't left that behind him. Sitting all stringfellows, sipping champagne. Dirty, no-good slag.
No, you're letting it get far too personal.
One paragraph. That's all Barry Foxton got. 9 friggin' lines!
Frank, right.
I may have done some terrible things in my time, but blow a copper away. I mean, honest reader, would I do that? And they're buying it, the mugs. $14.99 a throw.
Yeah, what do you expect me to do?
Earn your money. Get me something fast.
You see the news? Nutter waving a Mach 10 on a ferry.
I don't sell to nutters.
Yeah, but who knows who our punters sell on to? The bloody point is, it might be one of ours. Yeah, all right. It's just the more things go well, the easier it is to get complacent.
Complacent? I don't know the meaning of the word.
You're right. Sorry.
Look, don't apologise. You're my mate. You're having my ulcer for me. Look, I'll tell you what, after you've done next week's deliveries, why don't we knock it on the head for a bit? You can have holiday.
Operation Gascoigne was what we were working on with DCI Templey. Drugs, kidnap across 2 continents.
So how long have you been working on that?
9 months. Pan-European cooperation. I'd say give it another month and we'll have it wrapped up.
We like to be thorough, Gav.
Are you regular oppos with Dave?
Yeah.
Right, you two stick with Operation Gascoigne. You two stay here. Di, come in. This is Diane Cutler, ballistics expert extraordinaire.
That trip to France has gone to your head. One kiss on the cheek and I'm out of here.
Don't flatter yourself. So what have you got for us?
Right, your bloke on the ferry. I took a look at his gun. It's unusual.
What does this have to do with us?
I checked the computer. It seems the NCS have a file open on illegal firearms.
We're collecting evidence.
So how about getting the bastard who's putting them out there?
But it doesn't quite work like that, boss. We don't deal with the individual crimes. We're trying to pinpoint the original source.
Sounds good to me. Get on to the nick who's holding that slag.
What sort of blokes and guns, eh? You talk about boys and toys.
You short on imagination, Samantha?
No.
Your turn. But make it simple. I don't want to confuse her.
Whoever your gunsmith is, this guy's more than just a craftsman. His improvements to the action on each gun are superb, by the way. He's also a bit of an artist. Before he sells the gun on, he likes to add a little flourish just so you know it's one of his.
Looks like a swastika.
Could be Celtic, Indian. There was life on this planet before Hitler.
Your man is one very busy and dangerous operator. That symbol's been found on at least 48 other guns that have come into our possession. Now, you add that to the bullets taken from victims that have been fired from guns supplied by him.
So what are we talking about?
I'd say your guy's responsible for the hardware on at least 150 shootings.
Right. Well, thanks a lot, Di. Buy you a drink.
Oh, last time I went for a drink with you, I ended up dancing half naked in a Greek taverna.
A tip, Samantha. Don't ever accuse me of confusing a gun with a toy. I find it offensive.
Now that is one very insecure man.
How'd you make that out?
Well, it's classic. Take over a new job, start sidelining all the stuff your predecessor was working on.
Moss tells me you've picked up the reins on Operation Gascoigne.
Yeah.
Good. The international involvement's huge. I want it to be a top priority, OK?
Absolutely, Guff.
His name's Matthew Hutchins. He used to be quite a handy-minder, but he developed a habit. Took to beating up the clients he was supposed to be protecting. No political affiliations.
See if you can come up with a list of ex-clients. What's he up to now?
Runs a couple of toms, lives with one, Linda. We searched the flat, just some ammo, a couple of knives. She says she knew he had a gun, but not where he got it.
So what was he doing on the ferry?
Coming back from a little business? Not sure.
Mind if I have a chat?
It'd be a monologue. Even cold turkey will be a challenge.
See about that. We got you on attempted murder, possession of a firearm, illegal substances.
Tell us where you got the gun. Let the judge know you helped us. Might work in your favour.
I can make sure you're remanded to a nick with a good drugs unit. Maybe after the psychiatrist has examined you, he might find you unfit to plead. Come on, you must be feeling bad. Do you want me to ask the FME to organise some methadone for you? Come on, Matthew, talk to me.
What's she laughing at? You laughing at me?
Well, that went awfully well.
Luscious Linda. Hutchins tart. All tastes catered for. You see the guy in that programme? Liked to rub his dick on a grater. Keep me off cheese for weeks.
DCI Burnside.
Don't do gangbangs.
Well, that is a disappointment.
It was for our protection. That's what he said. He loved the bloody thing. He used to practice drawing it. Put it to my head, pull the trigger. Bang, you're dead. Stupid pillock.
Can I have a list of your punters?
You must be joking.
Look, we're not after you, Linda. And you're going to need the money even more now. Nobody's going to trace us back to you. I promise.
Can I use your toilet?
Yeah, it's upstairs. Mr. Kemp, Thursdays. He's lovely. I've only got a cough when he comes. Don something Fridays, 2 o'clock usually.
Fag.
Oh, don't smoke. I gave it up years ago. Got pleurisy.
She'd had a visitor. Male.
What makes you say that?
He'd had a dump.
How'd you know he was male?
I was nearly overcome by the fumes. The paper was open at the racing page. There's a fag end floating in the pan. I rest my case.
A punter.
I don't think so. She wasn't wearing any slap. It's probably nothing. And if you're comfortable enough to be reading the paper in the bog, maybe he's a mate of Hutchins. Maybe he came round as soon as he heard he'd been arrested. Far-fetched. Forget it.
Set up an elbow. Get photos of every face that goes in and out over the next 24 hours. You guys fancy a drink before we head off? My shout. Any preferences?
What don't you choose, Gav? 10 quid the plough.
No, he's a man of taste.
Ha ha, you're right. Rat and ferret.
Just do you? Hiya, Roberta. So what would you like? Let me choose. Chablis? Fine.
No. Double tequila and Red Bull, please. If that's okay. No makeup, trouser suits, matching the lads drink for drink, you know? I don't have to do that. I don't have to grin and bear it when some arsehole DI comes up and says I'm a silly tart and thinks it's funny. And I don't have to apologise for being a woman, you know? Superintendent Lee recognises that. He understands that.
Sorry to interrupt you in mid-flow, but that geezer just nicked your handbag.
Shit.
A word of advice. Let your head disappear too far up your arse. It's difficult to see what's going on around you. Bingo! Chewing gum. This place is so bloody clean, I was beginning to think I was working with androids.
Paddington emailed a list of clients Matthew Hutchins used to mind.
Any faces?
One. John Petrie. Drug dealer. Connections with the Yardies. Suspect in the murder of a Jez Holt. Holt was shot with a bullet that came from a gun with similar barrel work to Hutchins.
So where can we find him?
Caught on camera last night. Going into the block of flats where Linda lives. Hutchins Squeeze.
Has he come out yet?
No.
Right. Let's go and lift it.
Shouldn't we wait till we've got a search warrant?
Sam.
Gav.
You got a result at Linda's.
If this Petrie is with Linda, why would he give anything up about bent guns?
Even when you had Hutchins in an attempted murder charge, still gave you the silent treatment.
Yeah, well, I haven't done my homework.
John Petrie, animal.
Weaknesses. Sick mum. Greyhounds. Fear of flying off multi-storey car parks.
Oh, there is one thing I've heard.
Petrie may be carrying. First sign of shooting. No heroics, call SO19.
Right, we're not waiting out here.
Look, if this goes reals...
Then I will say we'd find an order.
I'm with Sam.
Inspector, this isn't really convenient.
Working the early shift, are you?
Oi!
John Petrie, I'm arresting you for living off immoral earnings.
We're having a laugh, and you, mate.
You don't have to say anything.
What are you talking about? Matt is my pimp, you know that.
Where's your search warrant?
In the post. Have a look under those pillows.
Clean.
Nothing.
So what'd you do? Leave your shooter at home? In case the old Bill came back?
He ain't got a gun.
Leave it, Linda. It's a wind-up.
Arrest her and all.
I haven't done anything.
Assaulting a police officer.
Bollocks.
You grabbed my arm on the way in. I could be in physio for months.
Boss?
Just do it. And make sure you caution them separately. Don't want them complaining we didn't go by the book.
My law's going to have me out before you have time to load the tape machine. Compensation for illegal arrest, what are we talking, 100 grand? Why don't we walk? Them lifts are pretty unreliable. You don't want to get stuck in there all morning, do you, mate?
Seemed all right on the way up. You two take the next one. Me, Dave and Mr. Petrie want to be alone. Keep your finger on the close button.
Stop.
Do it.
Thought you lot were cleaning up your act. Come on in, hit me. It's got to be worth 200 grand.
I'm not going to touch you.
Then get the lift going. All right, mate, very funny. Now just get the lift going.
You ever get the feeling that the walls are closing in? No oxygen.
Oh, no.
3 men in a lift. 3 men in a lift. How long have we got? 5? 6 hours? I ain't got any plans. How about you, Dave?
No, Gov.
You've got to let me out. I've got asthma.
Oh, you haven't. You've got claustrophobia. You were paroled out of Wandsworth early because of it. Went around bragging about how you fooled the authorities.
Yeah, I did.
I know a geezer who knows another geezer who told him that in those tiny cells, 4 of you one on top of the other. You lost it.
You let me out now! I want to get out!
Do you remember what you said? Unreliable, dangerous things lifts. Any sudden movement.
You just tell me what you want.
I want the name of the man who supplied Matthew Hutchins with his gun. Same man who sold you yours. One name, and the door's open. Fresh air, blue skies, open spaces. Come on, Petrie. You know you want to.
Billy Holden.
You don't look too clever, pal. You want to get out more.
Listen, Gov.
This no favours because you know my dad. It works both ways.
Is that right?
Look, playing outside the rules isn't how I do things. If you're expecting me to back you up, you've got the wrong person, Gov.
Billy Holden owns a gun shop in Margate. He's been a police-approved dealer since 1987.
Single parent, 8-year-old daughter.
What happened to the wife?
Divorced.
So how come he got custody?
Well, being a mother doesn't automatically make you a saint.
Form?
Completely the opposite.
What do you mean?
Billy Holden's ex-job. 3 years as an AFO. In fact, he was the longest-standing police shooting champion.
Do what?
I reckon Petrie's bullshitting you. You know, pull out Holden's name, name the police champion. Good joke, eh?
I don't think Petrie was in the mood for jokes.
Actually, it's not the first time Holden's name's come up.
What?
When I ran him through NSIS, he was flagged.
What for?
Associate of someone we're keeping an eye on.
Since when?
18 months ago.
18 months?
Get me up to speed on Operation Gascoigne.
Well, the French are ring-fencing the points of distribution. And we're still negotiating with the Turkish authorities about who mounts watch on a port of entry.
Sound bites. Give me the true story.
Sir?
Gibson and Moss are dealing with Gascoigne by themselves, while you and the rest of the team do what?
Holden, illegal arms dealer. I haven't stepped out of line. You got a file open on him.
Not a question of stepping out of line, it's a question of prioritising.
You've been sitting on the Holden stuff for 18 months.
Compiling evidence. At present, we're aggressively pursuing Operation Gascoigne for all the reasons previously stated. Holden is a peripheral concern.
He sold a gun that almost killed an innocent girl trying to do her job.
If you thought you could use the NCS to pursue personal agendas, Frank, resign now. I'll write you a glowing reference. Keep Holden in the background. Focus on Gascoigne.
My office, 15 minutes. Tell Gibson and Moss I want them to bring me up to speed on Operation Gascoigne and find out if Holden's got his name down for a shooting competition. If he has, sign me up for it.
Go.
Gov.
You better come in. Who'd have thought you'd end up being my son's DCI?
Yeah. He's a bright boy.
You're not kidding. Changed from our day.
How do you mean?
Well, we didn't need degrees to be good coppers.
You were the smartest DI I ever worked for.
Didn't count for much though, did it? I would have liked to have made it to DCI, if only for Dave's sake.
Well, he must understand.
I'm not sure he does. I go down the street, couples of all races all mixed up together. In my day, Christ, the stuff they used to say in the canteen, it still gets me going.
Yeah, well, we were all desperate to be one of the chaps.
Yeah, look at Dave. Me and Lucille go for all that. And he's got his head in the air. No worries. Good luck to him.
Has he got a girlfriend?
No, too busy concentrating on the career. So what the hell are you doing at the NCS? What is it the lads call them? No crime solved?
Yeah, well, I'd prefer it if I didn't have that prat Brian Lee breathing down my neck. He's like someone auditioning for the Labour front bench.
Why are you still hanging on? I never had you down as a white knuckler.
What, you reckon I haven't got the bottle to quit? Take away the warrant card and who's Frank Burnside?
I rang Dave to ask him how you were settling in. He said you had a copy of Ronnie Buchan's book on your desk.
Yeah, well, I have read Jeffrey Archer too.
It's been nearly 20 years. We couldn't prove Buchan killed Barry then. You won't do it now.
So what am I supposed to do? Slug down another whiskey? Chase a bit of skirt? What does it matter? After 20 years, all I know is you can't win.
Maybe.
Ronnie Buchan's face is on every billboard. Every sodding bus. Everywhere I turn, that little shit is laughing at me. I'll tell you, Jim, I'm not taking up knitting till I've wiped the grin off Ronnie Buchan's face.
Forget all the anti-gun crap. Look at him. He's lovely.
You shoot?
Yeah, for self-defense. Or the protection of others.
He's right. You should listen to yourself sometime.
We were mates before he came along.
We are mates.
Yeah, well, maybe if my dad had served with Burnside. Chris lent me Ronnie Buchan's book, page 124, The Formidable Team of Burnside and Summers.
Look, maybe if everyone knows Burnside and my old man were mates, they'll be afraid to give me a break. And if you're right and Burnside is a sexist pig, when he gives you a break, the lads will think he did it to get in your knickers. And you won't know which it is, if you know what I mean.
Shit. Am I a total pain in the arse, Dave?
Yeah.
But you still like me a little bit, don't you? Don't you?
Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Get you nowhere.
Oh, please. Hasn't he had enough yet?
Billy Holden's in a police friendly on Sunday. Invitation only.
All right, fairy godmother, wave your magic wand and get me an invitation.
That's him.
Who's his pal?
No idea.
It's good.
The boss is good too, considering his age, failing eyesight, shaking hands.
I'm not mean-spirited. I must concede he has done well. The bastard.
We have a tie between Billy Holden and Frank Burnside. So, if both parties agree, I suggest we go to a shootout.
A shame. Bad luck, Gov.
Yeah, well, always pays to let the enemy think he's better than you. Frank Burnside. Congratulations.
Billy Oldham. And this is a mate of mine, John Renfrew.
How you doing? Sam Phillips, Dave Summers. That was fantastic shooting.
Cheers.
Can I have a look at your gun?
Yeah, of course.
Modified it yourself, did you?
It's all in competition rules.
I wonder if we could have a chat in private.
Sure.
I've got a problem. I'm investigating illegal gun dealing.
You're not saying I handle bent guns?
Of course I'm not. I mean, you're one of us. No, it's just that my boss has handed me a file. He expects me to get up to speed overnight. Well, I was just wondering if maybe you could show me what to look for, that sort of thing.
That'd be my pleasure.
How about tomorrow?
What the hell were you doing, letting him examine your gun?
He's an amateur. What would he say? He threw the competition, no?
What?
I watched him.
Maybe he knows.
He don't know shit. If he did, he wouldn't have to play stupid mind games.
Suppose he is on us.
Now, you see, this is why British justice is the best in the world. Because he's got to prove me guilty. He don't know where to look. I'm just a dealer on a list.
He's our man.
How do you know?
Gut instinct.
Maybe you just ate something dodgy, Gav.
You sure I can't drop you off?
Sam goes right past my door.
All right. See you in the morning.
Yeah. No, for someone who hates guns, you seem to enjoy yourself today.
Fancy a drink?
How do you mean, a drink?
A drink? A bloody drink.
What a dump. Cheers.
Cheers. You ever killed anyone?
What? No.
Wanted to?
Haven't we all?
You ever had anyone die on you?
No.
I'll tell you something. I couldn't give a toss whether you like me or not. Do the work, obey orders, don't score an own goal. It's good enough for me. But there are some things that do matter to me. Mock 'em and forget offended. I'm angry. About 20 years ago, when dinosaurs walked the earth. Me and my partner, Barry Foxton, were on a shout. He had an attractive young wife, who he adored, and a son called Tommy, who he worshipped. Should get the violins out, set the mood. We had information that Ronnie Buchan was going to pull an armed robbery. As it happens, it was a no-show. Barry and I were walking back to the car. Shot rang out. Cliché. I thought it was a car backfiring. One of those seconds you can put your foot through. At first I thought I'd been hit. There was blood on my suit. Then I realised it was Barry. My best friend's brains on my best suit. I even remember wondering how I'd get the stain off. Then reality kicked in. I was screaming into my radio and holding him. I was on my hands and knees trying to stop my friend's life oozing into the gutter. When the ambulance man told me that Barry was dead, I hit him.
Sorry.
Not as sorry as me.
There you go. I'll get your pyjamas on. Be in a minute.
Hey,
gonna introduce me then, Frank?
No, Tony.
No, all right, now, listen, I'll talk to you later. All right, see you later.
So, who pulled the trigger?
Ronnie Buchan.
That's not what he says in his book.
He pulled the trigger.
What are you gonna do?
Take him down.
And if you can?
Bide my time. And kill him.
Thanks.
Mick?
Talk me through Diak-React guns. Imagine I know nothing.
Well, the normal way is you bring in a load of deactivated guns from abroad. Well, you know what the Europeans are like. They're a bunch of slack bastards. And they're not that difficult to put back together again.
Yeah.
Okay. Our bloke sends a deac to the proofing house. They take a look at it, say well done, he gets a certificate. And all he's got to do is whack in some new parts, take off the serial number and put it back on the street.
Sounds like a nice little earner.
Oh, yeah, but it's costly on the nerves. If the dealer gets caught, he's in big shit.
Oi, Muttermouth! You're on our turf. Move it!
Ignore him. He's just pathetic. Come sit over here.
You obviously love your job.
Take pride in my work. That's why I'm good.
That's a very rare quality these days.
You're not kidding. Well, it's like my dad, you know, he used to run a little family grocers. And deliveries, no order too small, everything on tick, pay up your Saturday.
Is he still going?
Of course he ain't. Packy family took over the newsagents across the road. They used to sell everything. Toffees to Tampax. Like, I don't mean to be offensive, but they breed like rabbits. They could keep the shopman 24 hours a day. No, my dad couldn't compete. Finished him in the end.
What, he sold up?
Yeah. Eventually, my mum had to go into her home. And here's an irony for you. Because they saved their money, didn't squander it, they ended up paying their fees out of their own pocket.
Just goes to show. Play by the rules, you get shafted.
Well, it's like Margate. You know, I feel sorry for anybody who's homeless. The DSS are bussing them here from other towns, same as the immigrants. All I'm saying is sometimes you've got to look after your own first, that's all.
I agree. All these do-gooders. Bunch of wankers.
Don't get me started. I mean, why should you lot be scared to stop and search somebody just because his skin's a different colour to yours? How can that be racist?
Tell me about it.
It's been proved. The blacks commit the majority of the crimes.
That's been proved?
You know it has, Frank. And if I had my way, the police would be armed as a matter of course. What are you going to do if some lunatic shoots at you? I'd be behind your truncheon.
I've been there, pal. Seems to me everyone's tooled up these days.
I try and look on the bright side. Some drug-dealing coon shoots another drug-dealing coon. I ain't exactly going to grieve, am I? You got kids, Frank?
No.
Yeah, well, I have. It's Maddie. She's 8 years old.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And every night I go to bed and I pray to God to keep her safe. Do you know how to clean a cesspit, Frank?
No.
You get rid of all the shit.
You reckon Hitler had a point then?
I wouldn't go as far as that.
Just looking at the memorabilia.
It's just a reminder of Britain's finest hour, Frank, that's all.
Billy Holden is a poisonous, racist, cowardly, bollockless piece of shit. He'd probably enjoy watching people blow each other away. Anyway, he's only in it for the money.
2 kids slogging it out over turf. The deceased was found in possession of a Deact React Mac-10 with the same symbol as the others. He obviously didn't have time to draw it before he was hit.
What do we know about him?
16. His brother's pretty influential with a Yardie posse, the Black Knights.
So what have you heard?
The Black Knights aren't happy. They've let it be known they're out for revenge.
What do you mean we could be looking at a gang war? A war requires a higher level of armoury. Now, it's not unreasonable to assume that the Black Knights will source from the same quartermaster as before. Holden. Di?
Well, he won't be operating out of his main workshop. He'll have to have another one somewhere where he keeps the lathe that he uses for the illegit work. Think of the lathe as the gunsmith's fingerprint. The way it cuts into the barrel of each gun and consequently the marks that are left on the bullets when they're discharged is unique. If you know what to look for, the barrel work of each piece is as distinctive as the symbol on the casework.
Holden needs someone to market the stuff. He doesn't want faces going to his shop. So to nail him, we're going to have to find the lathe and the middleman.
The Yardies want their order the day after tomorrow.
They've come to live in this country. They learn a queue like everyone else.
There's some ruck going down. They're prepared to pay extra.
10%.
5. Have you heard any more from Burnside?
Give your imagination a rest, will you? Hey, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go and pack your sun cream?
John Renfrew. Middleman? Holden's best pal. Chris and Pete, I want surveillance on Holden and Renfrew. Sam, dig up what you can to link Renfrew.
What about Lee?
What, Operation Gascoigne? Don't worry about it. Any comebacks, I'll take the flag. Right?
OK, they're covering one angle. What about the other?
Fancy some fresh air?
Going 200 miles an hour on the trolley. Look at the marble. Look at the marble.
I want you to get cosy with the brothers. See if you can find out when the Black Knight posse are taking delivery of Holden's guns. If we know the day he's shipping out, we might be able to nail him and his lathe.
A lot of ifs.
Well, here's another one. If things get tight, no fronting it out.
What will you be doing?
Me? Catching up on my paperwork. What else?
Dave Summers. What? When? I'll be there.
Problem?
My partner's been assaulted.
I'll drive you.
It's okay.
I'll drive you. What's the verdict?
Looks worse than it is. Thank God.
Do I get an introduction?
Stephen, this is my boss, DCI Burnside.
Call me Frank.
I've heard Frank Burnside's been making inquiries about me. Let's return the compliment. I want to know everything about him, what he's up to, who he's shagging, the state of his bank balance.
Well, why waste your valuable time on him? He's just some copper from the old days.
I had this dog once. Big brute, soft as a brush. One day it bit the missus, sunk its teeth in and just locked on. Poor love screaming her head off while I'm trying to prise its jaw out. Never underestimate Frank Burnside.
So what happened to the dog?
I'd have it put down.
Are you ready for me now, Ronnie?
Anytime, darling.
Oh, wait a minute. Leave it.
Right, you lot, get out! Out! Now, out! Come on! Get out! You're not supposed to be in here. Customers have to use these toilets.
Hi, Arnie.
Are you alright?
Piss off! Leave me alone.
A brother who's a cop. You ain't gonna do my reputation any good.
Come on. Haven't you seen the posters? I'm supposed to be a role model.
You certainly were.
Willie Bucket in the book, Cut Through Business, you say, we were innocent then, but you're writing and talking about heavy-duty criminals, so what do you actually mean by that?
Well, in those days, we didn't go around beating up old ladies for their pensions. We kept it in-house. Villain against villain. We had a strong code of honor.
So how could you join the enemy, man?
I fancied the job.
What, a black man jumping on other black men's heads?
Do any of the brothers in this market know you're gay?
No, of course not.
Why not? Because if they found out, they'd kick the shit out of you, that's why. Regardless of whether you've the same colour skin. Look, you must know someone connected to the Black Knights. Tell them I need to buy a gun.
You want to get me killed?
Do you seriously believe that?
Don't look at me like that, Dave. You look at me like that and I can't say no to nothing.
It'll never be traced back to you. I promise.
You walk in there and they're bound to smell police.
My partner Steve got attacked last night. What they're gonna smell is personal.
I was one of the last real East End children. Why do you say that?
Well, I think things are different for kids today. You don't see real poverty anymore. It's a different world. We're products of our environment, and the environment has changed.
Do you blame the environment for having killed a man?
Well, I never killed anyone I didn't have to. I never killed anyone I didn't have to. I never killed anyone I didn't have to.
Now to clean the cesspit. Get rid of the shit.
Ronnie Buchan, thank you very much indeed. God bless.
Gav. They've got the name of the shooter. Ben Renfrew,
Renfrew?
son of John Renfrew, Billy Holden's best mate.
Guns.
Clear!
Ben's sick, and the only person responsible here is you.
For God's sake, Frank, he's just a kid.
He can still be armed.
Hey! You have a little attitude problem.
Good luck.
Much appreciate. You got what you wanted, Frank. Our attention. Now everyone's watching you. You better get a result.